have rendered to humanity since its inception. The Red Cross is highly recognized for its role in reducing vulnerability and improving lives. The head of the Gambia Red Cross Society further outlined the organization's relationship with the government of the Gambia, which he went on to say is vital in providing their enabling resources to better enhance the organization.
The Gambia Red Cross Society has also always been playing this role by supplementing or substituting the efforts of government in the humanitarian field wherever possible. Our vision is to alleviate human suffering wherever found, reduce vulnerability, and improve lives through the power of humanity. We are actively engaged in health and care, first aid, responding to disasters, restoring family links, and advocating for a culture of non-violence and peace.
Since health officials are cognizant of the fact that health is an important factor globally, which includes trauma, tuberculosis, mental illness, and diseases, in this vein, the Ministry of Health, in partnership with the Gambia Red Cross Society, are pushing to help reduce vulnerabilities in societies. The Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, commended the voluntary organization for their unwavering support to the most vulnerable ones in the march towards attaining safer environment.
If you follow the elections in the US, one of the key issues was health care. That's what the two candidates were all debating about. 13 million Americans are with health insurance. It becomes a political issue. So that's an indication that health is a problem, it's a global problem. It's not only Gambia. And one of the key strategies that my ministry adopts is to strengthen our partnering with organizations and with individuals. Since we all know that health is everyone's business, we all need to do our part as individuals and as organizations. I'm also going to take this challenge to the Gambia Red Cross Society. Let's do more for the Gambia. I know you've been there for many, many years, but still there's a room for improvement.
Dr. Lamin Sidibe, psychologist, delivered an in-depth lecture on the term social vulnerability, its effect and causes.
To be socially vulnerable means that you lack the ability to cope or withstand adverse impacts from stressors to which you or people are exposed. It is a pre-existing actually condition that affects people and communities' abilities to prepare for and recover from a disruptive event. For example, when there is a sudden flood in Bassi.
Reducing vulnerability for people and improving their lives. I would like to continue with the definition of vulnerability. And I would like to say that, say this within particular reference to the Gambian context. Action 8 describes vulnerability as exposure to hazards and shocks, just as it was said to us earlier. According to Wisner, 2004, people are more vulnerable if they are more likely to be badly affected by events outside their control.
The Minister of Tourism and Culture lamented on the history of the Gambia Red Cross as a bona fide organization. She further calls for all to shoulder the burden of being partners to the world's leading voluntary organization.
As it underscores the need for us all to take ownership of the society in view of its national and universal humanistic values that stand to serve the well-being of the vulnerable and needy sectors of our society and beyond.
She further calls for all to shoulder the burden of being partners to the world's leading voluntary organization. The Gambia Red Cross Society, a voluntary body that has tasked itself in the drive to combat and eradicate vulnerabilities and improving lives, a pledge that the organization is aiming to fulfill at all times. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
The Executive Director of Women's Empowering Nations, a non-governmental organization in the United States, Kalisha Williams, today presented toys to kids admitted at the pediatric unit of the Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital. Ajami Sise reports.
As we say goodbye to 2012, ushering in a fresh new season, the packages and gifts families and loved ones exchange adds its own vibe to the holiday season. For the kids admitted to the pediatric unit of the Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital, their faces were lit up Monday morning when officials from Women Empowering Nations presented them with toys and gifts. The holiday season bringing with it a chance for renewed hope and expanding avenues to correct the mistakes of the just ended year. The Executive Director of Women Empowering Nations feels it's the best time to be in the Gambia, much more seeing the smiles on the faces of children with the simple side of a stuffed animal.
With Miss Williams and work with the girls. For the past 4 years, every year that we've come, I've got to meet new girls, and they're always excited, and I just love them. There's just this love and glow about them, and then when we come back, they're always excited to see us.
The donation of these toys is funded by the Women Empowering Nations, a non-governmental organization in the U.S. working through girls' leadership and women empowerment. Visiting the Gambia for over 4 years now and partnering girls in the U.S. with girls here, the executive director of the organization spoke of their plans to expand their work in the Gambia. For her, just the joy on the faces of the children is fulfilling.
I'm here actually planning for a conference that's being hosted in June. It's called the Girls Leading Our World Leadership Conference. So I'll be bringing over some African American students and also selecting some Gambian girls to participate in a conference for a week in June. So I'm really looking forward to coming back and giving the gift of knowledge, education, and empowerment next trip.
The presentation of toys to children on the last day of the year, especially at the time they battle with their health, gives an air of comfort to these children. For Grts News, I am Aja Amisise.
Well, time now to take our first break. We'll be right back.
The internet service at the lowest price ever.
3G AfriCell brings you the most affordable 3G internet bundles ever.
Get your AfriCell Extreme 3G internet service for as low as $15 is only.
AfriCell 3G bundles starting from 50 megabytes up to 12 gigabytes.
12 gigabytes bundle for a tariff as low as 5 buttons per megabyte.
And all bundles are valid for 30 days.
AfriCell Extreme 3G service for as low as $15.
To subscribe, please dial 120 and choose from the available 3G bundles.
For more info, call 113.
AfriCell Extreme 3G service.
For as low as 5 buttons per megabyte, stay connected to AfriCell's 3G network.
AfriCell.
When we say Extreme 3G,
it is truly extreme.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling.
International School has metamorphosed into the best education provider at the daycare, nursery, primary, high school, and college level. Located at Bigelow at the serene environment of Salaji, a stone's throw from the Bruceby roundabout, Sibek International School is blazing a trail in quality education aimed at developing every child's potential through the provision of highly qualified and experienced teaching staff as well as state-of-the-art facilities. And we have the widest choice of subjects for students to choose from in the arts, humanities, sciences, commerce, and vocational. Visit our very spacious library with over 5,000 volumes of reading material. Beyond academics, our sports program is one of its kind in the Gambia. Feast your eyes on our incredibly beautiful 2,000-seater Grand School Auditorium, where talents are being perfected. Nothing has been left to chance in planning SBEC. Don't leave your place here to chance. Visit us today to take your place in the high school of today and the future. SBEC, shaping world changers.
Welcome back to GRTS News. The rebel coalition that is fighting a rebellion against the government of Francois Bozize has taken control of the strategic town of Sibut. The town is the latest to fall in the hands of the rebels. Meanwhile, under fire President Bozize said he is ready to sit with rebels for unconditional peace talks. But as we hear in this report, rebels are threatening to march on the capital, Bangui.
In Bangui, concern is growing as the Seleka rebel movement is gaining ground and now control the majority of the country. The rebels have taken the city Sibut, which is only 160 kilometers from the capital. The African Union is coming together faced with the rebels' advance. current head of the African Union, Benin's President Thomas Boni Yayi, went to Bangui on Sunday for talks with his counterpart, President Francois Bozizé. Under pressure from neighboring countries, President Bozizé is calling for an end to the fighting and has said he is open to unconditional negotiations with the rebels.